You weren't promised 40 summers. You were given this one. Make it unforgettable. Welcome back to the Leader's Realm podcast. I'm your host, Tony Cammarata. Here in the Leader's Realm, we don't just talk about life. We challenge it. We confront it. And sometimes we even strip it down to its rawest truth. I got to tell you all, I am so excited about the direction things are moving in right now. I mean, you guys are completely blowing up the Leader's Realm podcast by listening, following, sharing. I'm about to publish my second book. I finished the Men's Peptide Blueprint. It's now available on the website. An article was written about me in the AP News this week, other outlets as well. I'm truly just blown away and blessed. You know, this week I was working on the content for this week's episode, and then something showed up on one of my feeds, something that stopped me in my tracks. And the question was, what if this was your last summer? What if this was your last summer? And I have to say that the timing was pretty amazing. See, this weekend marks another trip around the sun for me, 59 to be exact. And you see that the number alone doesn't scare me. But what I read, it just did something different. It resonated in such a way. It really made me just pause. And it made me think about things just a little bit deeper. You know, this is the time of year that I take a break and reflect on the past year, set goals for the new year ahead. The time that I get brutally honest with myself. You know, you hear me talk about that in episodes about being brutally honest and becoming aware and self-aware. This is that time of year for me. You know, for most, that's the turn of the new year. But for me, it's always my birthday. So before we dig into today's episode, I want to read the post that hit me in its entirety. But first, grab that coffee, sit back, and open your minds, your heart, and let me know how this resonates with you. Here goes. You still have 40 years left. Sounds pretty good, but you only have 40 summers left in your life. It makes you think. Maybe you only have 40 more chances in your life to feel the warmth of the summer on your skin. 40 more times to see the leaves change color in autumn. 40 more times to feel the chill of winter and the first rays of spring sunshine. Or maybe less. Maybe it's 10. Maybe 5. Or maybe this is the last time. We live as if we are immortal. We postpone dreams, loves, and passions for later. But what if that later never comes? What if this is the last morning you smell that scent of coffee? The last day to tell someone you love them. This isn't pessimism. It's the brutal truth. Don't waste today. There might not be tomorrow. Wow. So simple yet so stinking deep. And I'm not sure who penned this, but whoever you are, thank you. I believe that most of us are living under the illusion that we have plenty of time. You know, we're always saying things like, I'll start next year. I'll travel when the kids are older. I'll launch that business when I'm ready. I'll just tell them I love them tomorrow. But here's the truth, and I say this with all the love and fire in me. Guys, tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And you know, when I think about that, it reminds me of one of my favorite scenes in Rocky III. You know, think back with me. You know, Rocky and Apollo, they're in the ring, they're sparring, And Rocky was just sitting there, just taking punch after punch after punch. And Apollo stops and yells, "Damn, man, what the hell are you doing? This guy will knock you on your ass," he says. "You thought I was tough? This chump will kill you." They started again. Apollo's just pummeling Rocky over and over and over. Then he stops and says, "Damn, Rock, come on. What's the matter with you?" Then Rocky says, "Tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow." Then Apollo starts screaming repeatedly, "There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow." That still gives me goosebumps. And if it doesn't you, I recommend getting checked out. Just remember the feeling that you got when you first saw that. You can't tell me that it didn't get you fired up. So why then? Why do we live under this illusion that we have plenty of time? We say we've got 40 years left, but how many meaningful moments are actually in those years? 40 more summers to feel the warmth on your skin. 40 more falls to see the leaves shift into fire and gold. 40 more winters to feel that first snow or see your breath in the cold air. 40 more springs to hear the birds return and the world bloom again. Or maybe less. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's 5. Or maybe this is the last one. This is what hit me the hardest. I got to tell you, it shook me for the first time in my life. I remember as a kid, just, man, I couldn't wait to get older. And I remember doing math. Oh, I wonder how old I'll be in 2010. Or I wonder how old I'll be in the year 2000. I wonder how old I'll be in whenever. Couldn't wait to grow up. And now I'm doing everything I can to slow things down. You know, guys, it's time to wake up. It's time to be brutally honest. Too many people are sleepwalking through life with a someday mentality. Putting off the joy like it's on layaway. Shelving their passions. Delaying their healing. They wait and they wait. They allow all of the crap that surrounds them take over their emotions. It takes over their time, their lives. It just consumes them. And they waste time more and more and more just talking about things they have absolutely no control over, no influence over. You see, life doesn't wait, guys. It doesn't wait. That kiss you didn't give, that forgiveness you're withholding, the road trip you've got on hold, that dream you put on the shelf. They don't come back around on command, guys. Let me ask you something straight up. If there was a way for you to know without a doubt that this was absolutely your last summer, how would you live it? What would you say? Who would you say it to? Where would you go? Who would you become? I recently had someone in the medical field share with me that the most common words spoken before someone passes away are these: "I wish I would have." See, this year's birthday's hit me a little bit different. And not because I'm afraid of aging. Hell, I've earned every single gray hair, every wrinkle, every scar, but because I've started counting. And I'm not counting the years behind me, but the moments that are ahead of me. The moments I have left to mentor someone. The meals I've yet cooked for people I love. The rivers I'll walk beside. The sunsets and waterfalls I'll chase. The adventures. The lives that I can change. The episodes I'll record. The books that I'll write. And I realized something. We think we're running out of time, but we're not. What we're really running out of are chances. And there's a difference. See, time is a measurement, but chance, Chance is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to love like you've never loved before, to risk, to forgive, to explore, to change. And that opportunity, guys, it comes with an expiration date. So here's your wake-up call, my friends. If you knew that this was your final summer, would you waste another second on the things that don't matter? Would you keep playing small? Keep waiting for someone to rescue you? Keep pretending that you're fine when you're slowly breaking apart inside? Keep climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall, sitting in the wrong seat on the wrong bus? Or would you finally start living? Because that post didn't depress me. It woke me up. It lit a fire. And I hope it does the same for you. So here's what I want to challenge you to do right now. Not tomorrow, right now. Reconnect. Call that person. Apologize. Say the thing you've been scared to say. Reprioritize. What do you really want more of? Adventure, peace, passion? Then make a space for it. Reignite. Reignite that dream, that fire, that idea that you buried a long time ago. Dig it up, breathe life into it. You don't need permission. And recommit to yourself, to your growth, to being here, fully here. If you knew that this was your last summer, would you savor your morning coffee more? Would you linger in those hugs? Would you write that book? Would you stop fearing failure? Would you finally become the version of yourself you keep seeing in your dreams? Then don't wait. Start living like there's no tomorrow, because one day you'll be right. Stop living in fear and instead live in freedom. Because when you know your time is limited, your presence, it becomes limitless. So here's my promise to myself. I'm going to stop measuring my life in years and start measuring it in meaningful moments. Because maybe I have 40 summers left, or maybe this is the last one. But I'll be damned if I let it pass by in regret. And my challenge to you, don't just survive your summer. Savor it. Chase the sun. Laugh louder. Love harder than you ever have. Burn brighter than you ever have. Stop caring about what others think or what they'll say. It's your life to live, and it's happening right now. I want to leave you with this. Life is like a campfire. You don't realize how fast the wood burns until the flames start fading. You sit there thinking you've got all night to enjoy the glow, to laugh, share stories, soak in the warmth. But before you know it, the fire starts to dim, and that chill just starts creeping in again. See, most people keep saving the best stories, waiting for the perfect moment, like they've got endless wood to burn. But the truth is, the fire was never meant to last forever. You've got to throw your best logs on that fire right now. Make that fire roar. Dance in the sparks. Tell your stories while you still have light. Because when the fire goes out, it's too late to say what you meant to say.